Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm going to talk to you about earnest money. Okay, earnest money is really important, and I've got some personal insights that I think will really help you grow your business and help you be a better real estate investor, a better businessman or woman, et cetera, et cetera. Earnest money is really important. Okay, so we all know, you should know if you don't know this, the get out of jail free deal on, when you get a property in a contract, of course, is your inspection contingency. Okay, so typically earnest money is a joke, and here's what I'm going to explain what I mean by that. Okay, when you have a real estate, unless you have a savvy real estate agent or investor knows how to use earnest money, that's what we're talking about. But let's just for the most of the time, you get a property in a contract and you have to put earnest money deposit. And sometimes if you use an agent will be all kind of strong. Hey, that's $2,000 you got to put down. One of the reasons why when you're making offers, you don't really want to have an agent most of the time. Okay, if you're an agent, I apologize, but just for the buyer's perspective, you don't put a small amount of earnest money down. Okay, anyways, you put the earnest money down, but then you have inspection contingency, and then what's going to happen is, after the house doesn't pass inspection, whatever your inspection is, that'll be a whole nother video about house inspections. Point is, then you can walk. And earnest money means nothing, right? The concept of earnest money, though, is a seller allows his house to be tied up, or her house to be tied up, while the buyer is doing their due diligence about where the buyer, that kind of thing, right? Does that make sense? That's what so the idea is these sellers compensated because they got some, the buyers got some skin in the game to hold it, right? The problem with an inspection contingency and earnest money, it's just a big joke, really, for the most part. Okay, and for you as a buyer, that's good for you. Okay, and obviously it's how you want to structure your deals, right? Long inspection contingency, little money, earnest money, and you get your money back. Okay, but I'm going to talk to you from a seller perspective. Okay, when you are a seller, okay, you're selling your property, you want to, as much as possible, get that non-refundable earnest money. Why? Because that really protects you. Because I care about you. We're talking about you and your business. Okay, when you have a lot of money in the line, maybe you borrow money, okay, on this property, and your interest is killing you, and your profit margin has to be there, and you don't have time to mess around with some looky-loos, getting a property in a contract, long inspection contingency, and then they walk, okay, and it costs you, your debt service on it. Let's say they tied up for 3 weeks. Well, your debt service is like $2 grand, right? Are you compensated for it? Nope. So I'm telling you the story. Non-refundable earnest money is key. So I had this one property I built. It was a gorgeous house overlooking the river. It was on a hill, kind of looking over the river. You know what I mean? You get the idea. Beautiful picture. Beautiful. It slopes down. The river's down there, and then the mountains are up here. And anyway, so I built this house, and my debt service on it was pretty high. And so anyways, I got these guys from California moving up, and God bless them, make us a lot of money, those Californians. Although I used to live in California too, many moons ago. But anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, California. No, I'm talking about earnest money. So they had sold the property there. They wanted to move in prior to, the house was pending in California. They wanted to move in, right? So here's what I did. Okay, now notice that. Okay, these people are desperate to move in. Their house is pending or selling in California. I think it was pending at the time. It was pending. That's important. Pending. So I knew it was going to sell. Okay, but they wanted to move in there. They were living out of the U-Haul, that kind of thing. So they wanted to move in my place, right? So what I said, yeah, sure, you can do this. $20,000 non-refundable. It was a big, $500,000 home or whatever it was. Okay. And they're like, okay, cool. So we can move in tomorrow. I was like, yeah, just give me 20 grand, right? So they wrote me a check for $20,000 non-refundable earnest money, cruise on it. And when I did that, the inspection contingencies, they signed off on it, meaning everything's fine. Okay. The day, they didn't want me to fix anything, or, whatever it was minor stuff, which I fixed. Okay. Does that make sense? You understand that? It's important. Okay. That series of events, inspection contingency signed off. non-refundable $20,000 earnest money. Non-refundable. My cash. Wrote it to me, and it was fine. Okay. They move on in. Okay. Well, closing was like 45 days out. Okay. So whatever. I didn't really care. I mean, I knew that it was going to close. I had their money. They're going to close. Everything's cool, and no big deal. Well, long about, a week or two before closing, my agent, my buddy, he calls me up. He had the house listed, and he's like, "Hey man, these guys are they're getting kind of wishy-washy on this house." I'm like, "What do you mean wishy-washy? This nice, brand new home, gorgeous. I might add, gorgeous house, man, nicer than the house I was living. The views are just fantastic. Oh well, man, these guys, this is crazy. And I was like, what's the problem? What are they grabbing about? Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. You know what they were mad about? It was in a subdivision, a couple acre lots. Again, not high-end subdivision, looking over the, the river and stuff. But these folks moved up from California, and I guess they wanted to sell chicken eggs at their house. And I'm telling you can't make this stuff up. The CC&Rs of the subdivision did not allow anyone to sell chicken eggs or sell whatever. You couldn't have a farm there or some dumb thing. And they're all worked up about it. I'm like, well, dude, just sell your stupid chicken eggs. Who cares? Wow, CC&R said you can't sell them, and I'm just kind of work. I mean, well, but I didn't really, think too much about it. I thought it was absurd, as you probably are too. You're probably laughing. But what happened was again, it was like a week before closing. A couple days before closing, these guys I don't know if we want to live in here. We want really, we'd like to get out of this contract. We really want to sell these stupid ass chicken eggs. And I'm like, dude, I'm not giving you your earnest money back, man. That's crazy. You tied up, my debt service. I was paying debt service on this thing the whole time, right? Not only was I paying debt service on the property, it was off the market. Well, we want to sell our stupid chicken eggs. I'm like, dude, you can't. You're non-refundable earnest money. So you know what they did? Huh. They walked. They full on just walked. So am I okay? Now, was I a jerk by doing it? No, I was not. They did. How much chicken eggs they would have had to sell to get the 20 grand back? Anyway, so that happened. Okay, so I put it back on the market. Okay, beautiful house, by the way. Did a lot of work on it. Really nice. I worked hard. Debt service is expensive on that house. You can imagine, $500,000 home, debt service is not cheap. So, I'm hanging out, and then we got on the market and the contract in. And this time, similar to, it's uncanny. Somebody that was from California wanted to move up, and this time, they wanted to move in early. So I'm like, okay, move in. And this time, this is a true story. I asked for 40 grand, right? Non-refundable. Because I'm like, I don't want these guys walking. This is not good, right? And my lender's like, hey, I was getting ready for the loan to get closed, right? To get caught, the note was getting close to being due. Does that make sense? You understand what I'm saying? So I wasn't trying to take people's money. It's not the point. The point is non-refundable earnest money protects you, okay? There it is. I'm trying to point to you in the camera. Anyway. All right, that's what it does. All right, and so, anyways, I took 40 grand from these folks. The same similar deal. They had to close in 45 days or whatever. So they moved in. Everything's fine. They're hanging in there, and uncanny. The same thing happened about a week before closing. They started complaining to my agent again, and I'm like, "What is this problem now? More chicken eggs?" And he said, "No, don't worry about chicken eggs." But the septic tank, they had to have an aerator septic tank. And I've done another deal on utilities videos you can watch on there, but about this. And sometimes some septic systems, you have to have an above ground aerator. And it's the way it was with the soil and all that stuff. It was like $15,000, $18,000 system. And they were complaining that this is absurd. The sound of it was annoying to them. Well, I was in the house. I don't know. I mean, I didn't hear anything, really. And I mean, I'm not just, my ears are decent, and other people have been in there. We didn't. Anyways, all to say, they were mad. They're like, you know what, forget it. We're walking. I'm like, okay, walk then. So I put it on the market again. Crazy. But I got $40,000 non-refundable earnest money. Okay? Why? Because I protected myself. I didn't want to, you know, had the same thing happen to me last time. And that's a crazy one-off story. I mean, I got a couple other earnest money stories like that. No, that's the biggest one though. It's funny, the same property. But anyway, all I have to say, when you sell a house, look at the circumstances, and if possible, and if you want them to move in prior to closing, things like that, make sure you get that non-refundable earnest money, because it protects you. Because in case they walk, at least you're compensated. Does that make sense? That's the point. It's not trying to take people's earnest money. This is not the point of the video. If you take that, if you end up watching this video and you take, oh, Nate says, you know, rip people off and take their earnest money, you're missing what I'm trying to say here, okay? I'm a good guy. I want to help people. You're a good folk. You're good folks, okay? You're not trying to rip people off, but you've got to protect your business. You have to, okay? Buyers don't protect their business. Buyers protect themselves. You have to protect yourself. That's why I'm making this video, to protect you, okay? So earnest money, that's really important, all right? So listen, if you like these videos, go down here, click like, share it, you know, and listen, if you got any questions, call me up. I'm here. I can help you out, and I'd love to see what you're up to and get a business strategy going. So we'll talk to you very soon. God bless. Cheers.